listen carefully. The next time you feel anger rising inside you, don't react, because in that exact moment, you are about to lose control of your mind. And most people don't even realize it's happening. They think they're powerful, they think they're right, but in reality, they are being controlled. What if I told you that anger is not your strength, it's your biggest weakness, disguised as power, and once you see the truth behind it, you will never react the same way again. 1. Anger is not power. It is loss of control. Let me ask you something. Have you ever said something in anger and immediately wished you could take it back? That moment when your voice gets louder, your heart starts racing, and your mind feels like it's burning. It feels powerful. It feels like you're finally expressing yourself, like you're taking control of the situation. But look closely. Are you really in control, or is something else controlling you? Because the truth is, the moment anger takes over, you are no longer choosing your words. You are no longer choosing your actions. You are reacting. And reaction is not power. It is surrender. Surrender to emotion. Surrender to impulse. Surrender to something that disappears but leaves damage behind. Think about the last time you were truly angry. Did it bring clarity or confusion? Did it solve the problem or make it worse? Anger promises strength but delivers regret. This is why in Buddhism, anger is not seen as something to express freely. It is seen as something to understand deeply. Because real power does not shout. Real power does not lose itself in emotion. Real power is quiet. It is the ability to feel everything and still choose silence. It is the strength to pause when every part of you wants to react. Most people believe that controlling anger means suppressing it, but that's not true. Suppressing anger is like closing the lid on boiling water. Eventually, it explodes. But awareness cools the fire. When you become aware of your anger, not judging it, not fighting it, just watching it, you begin to see something surprising. The anger is not you. It is just a passing state, a wave that rises and falls. But when you identify with it, when you say, "I am angry," you give it power. Instead, observe it like this. There is anger inside me. Do you feel the difference? One makes you the emotion, the other separates you from it, and in that separation, you regain control. This is where transformation begins. Because once you are no longer controlled by anger, you start making decisions from clarity, not emotion. You respond instead of react. You choose your words instead of losing them. And suddenly, situations that once triggered you no longer have power over you. That is real strength. Not raising your voice, but mastering your mind. Not proving a point, but protecting your peace. Because at the end of the day, the person who controls others may seem strong, but the person who controls themselves is truly unstoppable. And once you understand this deeply, you will never see anger the same way again. 2. Your mind creates the fire. Let's slow this down, because this might be one of the most important things you will ever understand about anger. You think something outside you is making you angry, a person, a situation, something that was said, and it feels real. It feels like the anger is coming from them. But look closer. Is the anger really in what happened, or is it in how your mind interprets what happened? Because here's the truth most people never question. Nothing has meaning until your mind gives it meaning. The same words can create anger in one person and nothing in another. The same situation can feel unbearable to one and completely normal to someone else. Why? Because the event is not the problem. The interpretation is. Let's make this simple. Imagine someone looks at you and says nothing. One mind thinks, they're judging me. Another mind thinks, they're just distracted. Same moment, completely different experience. Now imagine someone criticizes you. One mind reacts. How dare they say that? Another mind reflects. Maybe there's something I can learn. Again, same situation, different reaction. So what changed? Not the world, the mind. This is where anger is born. Not in the event itself, but in the story you create about it. And the moment you believe that story, the emotion becomes real. Your heart races, your body tightens, your thoughts become louder, all because of an interpretation. And the dangerous part is, you don't even realize you're doing it. It feels automatic. It feels like truth, but it's not. It's just a mental habit, a pattern your mind has learned over time to react, to assume, to take things personally. And the more you repeat that pattern, the stronger it becomes, until one day you don't even question it. You just react. This is why Buddhism places so much importance on observing the mind. Because when you observe your thoughts, you begin to see something clearly. Your thoughts are not facts. They are just interpretations. And once you see that, everything changes. Because now you don't have to believe every thought. You don't have to react to every feeling. You don't have to follow every story your mind creates. You can pause and question it. Ask yourself, is this really true? Or is this just how I'm choosing to see it? That question alone creates distance. And in that distance, anger begins to weaken. Let's go deeper. Your mind is constantly trying to protect you. It wants to keep you safe, so it looks for threats. Even when there are none, a small comment becomes an attack. A simple mistake becomes a failure. A disagreement becomes disrespect, not because it is, but because your mind interprets it that way. And when you don't question it, you react to something that may not even be real. This is how unnecessary anger is created over and over again. Now imagine something different. Imagine hearing something that would normally trigger you, but instead of reacting, you pause. You notice the thought forming. You see the interpretation, and instead of believing it, you let it pass. You don't feed it. You don't build a story around it. You simply observe, and suddenly the emotion doesn't grow. It doesn't take over. It fades because it was never solid to begin with. It only became strong because you believed it. This is the shift from unconscious reaction to conscious awareness, from believing every thought to observing it, from being controlled to being free. Now understand this deeply. You cannot always control what happens around you, but you can learn to see it differently. And when you change the way you see things, you change the way you feel. You change the way you respond. You change your entire experience. This is real power, not controlling the world, but understanding your mind. Because once you understand your mind, you realize something powerful. The fire of anger was never outside. It was created within. And if it was created within, it can also end within. Not by force, but by awareness, by seeing clearly, by not believing every story your mind tells you. And once you truly understand this, you will start noticing something incredible. Situations that once made you angry no longer affect you the same way. Not because the world changed, but because your mind did. And when your mind changes, your entire reality changes with it. That is the power of seeing clearly. 3. Awareness breaks the reaction. Have you ever noticed how fast anger appears? 1 second, you're calm. The next second, something happens, and suddenly you're reacting. No pause, no thinking, just reaction. It feels automatic, almost like you had no choice. But here's the truth most people never realize. Between what happens and how you react, there is a small space, a very small space. So small that most people never even notice it. And that is why they stay trapped. Because when you don't see that space, you believe your reaction is automatic, but it's not. It's unconscious. And unconscious reactions are what keep anger alive. In Buddhism, awareness is everything. Not control, not suppression, just awareness. Because awareness does something powerful. It slows everything down. The moment you become aware, you interrupt the reaction. Imagine this. Someone says something that normally triggers you. Your chest tightens. Your mind starts forming a response. But this time, you catch it. You notice the feeling rising. You don't speak. You don't react. You just observe. And suddenly, something changes. The intensity drops. The emotion weakens. Because anger needs speed. It needs instant reaction to survive. But awareness removes that speed. It creates space. And in that space, you are free. Free to choose. Free to respond differently. Free to stay silent. This is the moment most people never experience because they are too fast, too reactive, too lost in the emotion. But the one who slows down, the one who watches instead of reacts, becomes powerful. Not because they control others, but because they are no longer controlled. And here's the deeper truth. You don't need to fix your anger. You don't need to fight it. You don't even need to understand it completely. You just need to see it fully, clearly, without judgment, because the moment you see anger as it is, it begins to lose its grip, like a shadow disappearing in light. It cannot survive awareness. So next time anger rises, don't rush, don't react, just notice, just watch. And in that simple act of awareness, you will break a pattern that has controlled you for years. That is the power of awareness. And once you experience it, you will never go back to reacting the same way again. 4. Nothing is permanent. Let me tell you something most people forget. In the exact moment they need it the most, whatever you are feeling right now will not stay. Not your anger, not your frustration, not even your pain. But in the moment, it feels permanent. It feels like this emotion has taken over everything, like it defines your reality, like it will never leave. And that is the illusion, because the mind, when it is overwhelmed, cannot see beyond the present feeling. Think about this. How many times in your life have you been completely consumed by anger, so sure that what you felt in that moment was justified, so convinced that your reaction was right, but hours later, or maybe the next day, that same intensity was gone. The situation didn't change that much, but the emotion did. Why? Because emotions are not fixed. They move, they rise, they fall. Just like waves in the ocean, no wave stays forever. It builds, it peaks, and then it disappears. But imagine if a wave believed it was the entire ocean. That is exactly what happens with your anger. In that moment, you don't just feel anger, you become it. And when you become it, you lose the ability to see that it will pass. This is why people say things they regret. This is why people destroy relationships. This is why one moment of anger can create consequences that last for years, not because the anger was permanent, but because they treated it like it was. Buddhism teaches a simple but life-changing truth. Everything is temporary. Every emotion, every thought, every experience, even the things you think will never change, eventually do. But here's the problem. People don't suffer because of their emotions. They suffer because they hold on to them. They replay the moment again and again. They keep thinking about what was said, what should have been said, what they will say next time. And with every thought, they feed the emotion. They give it energy. They keep it alive. So something that could have passed in minutes stays for hours, days, sometimes even years. This is how temporary pain becomes long-term suffering. Not because it had to, but because it was not allowed to pass. Let's be honest. Sometimes you don't want to let go of anger because holding on to it feels like control. It feels like justice. It feels like you're standing your ground. But what is it really doing to you? It's draining your energy, disturbing your peace, keeping your mind stuck in the past. The person who hurt you may have moved on, but you're still carrying the weight. Why? Because you chose to hold on to something that was meant to pass. Now imagine something different. Imagine feeling anger rise inside you. But instead of reacting, instead of feeding it, you simply watch it. You feel it in your body. You notice the tension. You observe the thoughts, but you don't follow them. You don't build stories around them. You just let the feeling exist without holding it. At first, it will feel intense, like it's too much. But if you stay with it, something incredible happens. The intensity starts to fade, the thoughts slow down, the emotion weakens, and eventually it disappears. Not because you forced it to, but because you allowed it to complete its cycle. This is what most people never experience because they interrupt the process. They react too quickly. They speak too soon. They hold on too tightly. And because of that, they never see the natural end of their emotions. But once you truly understand impermanence, something inside you shifts. You stop taking every emotion so seriously. You stop believing every thought. You stop reacting to every feeling. Because you know this will pass, and that simple awareness creates distance. Distance from the emotion, distance from the reaction, distance from unnecessary suffering. It doesn't mean you won't feel anger again, you will, but it will no longer control you because you will see it for what it is, a temporary visitor, not a permanent part of you. And when you stop treating anger like it defines you, you stop giving it power, you stop feeding it, you stop becoming it, you simply allow it to come and go. And in that space, you find something far more powerful than anger. You find peace, not because the world changed, but because you did, because now you understand something most people never do. Nothing you feel is here to stay. And once you truly see that, anger loses its grip on you forever. 5. Ego is the hidden source. Let's go deeper, because what you're about to understand is the root of almost every anger you've ever felt. Not the situation, not the other person, but something inside you that feels attacked. Think about the last time you got angry. What really happened? Did someone insult you, ignore you, disrespect you, disagree with you? Now look closer. Why did that hurt? Why did it trigger such a strong reaction? Because something inside you said, "This should not happen to me." That voice, that feeling is the ego. The ego is not evil. It is simply an identity you've built over time. A story about who you are. I am important. I deserve respect. I should be understood. I should be treated a certain way. And when reality doesn't match that story, anger appears. Not because the situation is unbearable, but because your identity feels threatened. This is why two people can face the same disrespect and react completely differently. One explodes, the other remains calm. The difference is not the situation, it is the attachment to the ego. The more you are attached to how others see you, the more fragile your peace becomes. Because now, your emotions are controlled by external validation. Someone says something nice, you feel good. Someone criticizes you, you feel angry. You are no longer free. You are dependent. This is the hidden trap of the ego. It promises importance, but creates suffering because it constantly needs protection. It constantly needs approval. And every time it feels threatened, it reacts through anger, through defensiveness, through emotional pain. But here is the truth Buddhism teaches. The ego is not who you are. It is something you have created, a mental image, a collection of thoughts, a version of yourself shaped by experiences and expectations, and anything that is created can be seen through. Let's make this simple. When someone insults you, what exactly is being attacked? Your body? No. Your true self? No. Only an idea of who you think you are. And when you believe in that idea strongly, you feel the need to defend it. But what if you stopped taking that idea so seriously? What if you realized that you don't need to prove anything to anyone, that you don't need to react every time someone challenges you? Something powerful happens. The need to react disappears because there is nothing left to protect. This does not mean you become weak. It means you become unshakable because your peace is no longer dependent on how others treat you. You are no longer controlled by someone else's words or actions. This is real freedom. Now think about this deeply. Most arguments, most conflicts, most emotional reactions are not about truth. They are about ego. I want to be right. I want to win. I want to be seen as better. And because of that, people destroy relationships, hurt each other, carry anger for years, all to protect something that is not even real. The ego creates separation. It creates me and you. It creates comparison, judgment, competition, and from that separation, anger is born. But when you go beyond the ego, something changes. You no longer see everything as personal. You no longer react to every small thing. You no longer feel attacked by words because you understand it's not about you. It's about the other person's mind, their emotions, their own struggles. And when you see this clearly, compassion begins to replace anger. You stop asking, why did they do this to me? And you start seeing they are acting from their own pain. This shift is powerful because it removes the ego from the center. And without ego, anger has no foundation. But this is not easy. The ego is subtle. It hides in your thoughts, your reactions, your need to be right. Sometimes you won't even realize it's there. That's why awareness is important. Every time you feel anger, pause and ask yourself, what is being threatened right now? Is it your peace or your ego? Because most of the time, it's not your peace. piece, it's your image. And once you see that clearly, you have a choice. You can continue reacting or you can let it go. Not because you're weak, but because you're wise enough to not be controlled by something unreal. Imagine living like this. Someone criticizes you and you stay calm. Someone disrespects you and you don't feel the need to prove anything. Someone misunderstands you and you don't rush to defend yourself. Not because you don't care, but because your peace matters more than your ego. That is strength. That is mastery, because the strongest person in the room is not the loudest, not the one who wins every argument, but the one who doesn't need to prove anything at all. And once you truly understand this, you will start noticing something incredible. The things that used to trigger you no longer affect you. The words that used to hurt you lose their power. The situations that used to create anger become meaningless, because now you are not reacting from ego. You are living from awareness. And in that state, anger cannot survive because there is nothing left for it to attach to. And that is the moment you become free. 6. Compassion dissolves anger. Let's go even deeper, because this is where anger doesn't just weaken, it begins to disappear completely. Not through control, not through suppression, but through understanding, real understanding. Think about this for a moment. It's very easy to feel anger when you believe someone is wrong, when you believe they hurt you on purpose, when you believe they should have acted differently. In that moment, your mind creates a simple story. They are the problem. And the more you repeat that story, the stronger your anger becomes. But what if that story is incomplete? What if you're only seeing a small part of the truth? Because in Buddhism, there is a powerful realization. People don't act from clarity. They act from their conditioning, from their pain, from their fears, from their past. Every person you meet is carrying something invisible, a history you don't know, struggles you can't see, wounds they may not even understand themselves, and those wounds shape how they behave. Now think again about the person who made you angry. Look beyond the surface. Why would someone act that way? Why would someone speak with harshness or disrespect or ignorance? Is it because they are truly at peace, or because something inside them is disturbed? A calm mind does not create chaos. A peaceful person does not spread pain. So when someone hurts you, it often says more about their inner state than it does about you. But in the moment, we don't see this. We take everything personally. We feel attacked. We feel disrespected. We feel wronged. And from that feeling, anger rises. But compassion changes everything. Compassion is not weakness. It is clarity. It is the ability to see beyond the action and understand the cause behind it. When you see someone shouting, you don't just see anger, you see pain. When you see someone being rude, you don't just see disrespect, you see confusion. When you see someone trying to hurt you, you don't just see their action, you see their suffering. And suddenly, your perspective shifts, because it's hard to hate someone when you truly understand them. It's hard to stay angry when you see the pain behind their behavior. This doesn't mean you accept everything. It doesn't mean you allow people to walk over you. It simply means you don't carry anger inside you. You protect your peace without poisoning your mind. Let's make this real. Imagine someone insults you. The normal reaction, you feel hurt, you react, you respond with anger. But now, try this. Pause. Look at them not as an enemy, but as a human being acting from their own state of mind. Ask yourself, what must be happening inside them to speak this way? That question alone creates space. It breaks the automatic reaction. And in that space, anger starts to fade, because now you're not just reacting. You're understanding, and understanding is the beginning of compassion. Now here's something even deeper. When you respond with anger, you continue the cycle. They hurt you, you hurt them back, and the cycle continues. But when you respond with awareness and compassion, you break the chain. You become the one who stops it, and that is powerful, because anger spreads quickly. One reaction leads to another, and another, until everyone is affected. But compassion works differently. It slows things down. It brings calm into chaos. It changes the energy of the moment. Sometimes, your calm response will confuse the other person because they expect anger. They expect reaction. But when they don't get it, something shifts. Maybe not immediately, But over time, it plants a seed, and that seed is understanding. But even if it doesn't change them, it changes you. You don't carry the burden. You don't replay the moment in your head. You don't stay stuck in anger. You remain free. Now let's be honest. This is not easy. When someone hurts you deeply, compassion is the last thing you feel. Your mind wants revenge. Your ego wants to react. But this is where true practice begins. Not when things are easy, but when they are difficult. Because anyone can stay calm when everything is going well. But the one who stays calm in the face of difficulty has mastered themselves. Start small. Next time someone annoys you, instead of reacting, try to understand, not to justify their behavior, but to see it clearly, because the more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. And slowly, your anger starts to lose its strength. It doesn't control you like before. It doesn't last as long. It doesn't affect you as deeply. Why? Because compassion has taken its place, and compassion is stronger than anger. It doesn't destroy, it heals. It doesn't create conflict. It dissolves it. And most importantly, it protects your inner peace, because at the end of the day, you are not responsible for how others act, but you are responsible for what you carry inside you. You can carry anger, or you can carry understanding. You can carry resentment, or you can carry peace. The choice is always yours, and once you choose compassion again and again, something incredible happens. You stop seeing people as enemies. You stop reacting to every small thing. You stop being controlled by others' behavior. You become steady, calm, untouchable. Not because the world changed, but because you did. Because now you see clearly. And when you see clearly, anger has nowhere left to stay. It simply fades away. And in its place, you find something far more powerful. A quiet strength that cannot be shaken. 7. Peace is a practice, not a reaction. Let's be honest, most people are not actually trying to become peaceful. They are just waiting for life to become easier. They believe, when people stop annoying me, I'll be calm. When situations improve, I'll feel at peace. When everything goes my way, I won't get angry. But that day never comes, because life doesn't become perfect. People don't suddenly change. Situations don't always go your way. And if your peace depends on that, you will always be disturbed. This is the biggest misunderstanding. Peace is not something that happens to you. It is something you build. It is something you train. Just like the body becomes strong through repetition, the mind becomes calm through practice. Every moment of your day, you are either strengthening your anger or strengthening your peace. Every reaction you give is training your mind. Think about this deeply. If you react with anger today and tomorrow and the next day, you are practicing anger. You are making it your habit. So when something small happens, your mind automatically goes there because that's what it has been trained to do. But the same is true for peace. Every time you choose silence, when you could have reacted, you are practicing peace. Every time you pause, instead of speaking immediately, you are training your mind. Every time you let something go, instead of holding on to it, you are becoming stronger. This is how transformation happens, not in one big moment, but in small choices, repeated daily. This is why Buddhism focuses so much on practice, not just understanding, because understanding alone is not enough. You can watch videos, read books, listen to wisdom, but if you don't apply it, nothing changes. Real change happens when you live it, when you catch yourself in the moment and choose differently. Let's make this real. Imagine someone says something that triggers you. Your old pattern says, react, defend, respond immediately. But this time, you pause, you take a breath, you don't speak. Even if it feels uncomfortable, even if your mind is pushing you to react, you stay still. That moment is practice, and it may seem small, but it is powerful. Because in that moment, you are breaking years of conditioning. You are telling your mind, I am not controlled by this anymore. Now imagine doing this again and again and again. At first, it will feel difficult. Your mind will resist. It will say, this is not right. You should say something. You're letting them win, but stay with it. Because that voice is the same voice that has kept you reacting your whole life. And if you follow it, you stay the same. But if you observe it without obeying it, you begin to change. Slowly, your reactions become weaker. Your pauses become longer. Your awareness becomes stronger. And one day, something incredible happens. A situation that would have made you angry before doesn't affect you anymore. Not because you forced yourself, but because your mind has changed. That is real progress. Not pretending to be calm, but becoming calm naturally. This is what practice does. It rewires you. It changes your default response. It transforms how you experience life. Now here's something even deeper. Peace is not the absence of problems. It is the ability to remain steady, even when problems exist, because life will always test you. People will still say things, situations will still challenge you, but now you respond differently. You don't get pulled into every emotion. You don't react to every trigger. You don't lose yourself in every moment. You remain centered, and that is true power, because anyone can stay calm when things are easy, but the one who remains calm when everything around them is chaotic has mastered their mind, and that kind of peace cannot be taken away. Now ask yourself honestly, what kind of mind do you want? A mind that reacts to everything, or a mind that remains steady no matter what? Because the choice is yours every single day, in every situation, in every moment of awareness. You are either practicing anger or practicing peace. There is no in between. And the more you practice peace, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, you don't have to try anymore. You don't have to remind yourself. You don't have to control yourself. It becomes who you are, a calm presence, a steady mind, a person who is not easily shaken. And when you reach that point, you will realize something powerful. Peace was never outside you. It was always within you, waiting to be developed, waiting to be practiced, waiting for you to choose it again and again until it becomes your nature. And once it becomes your nature, anger loses its place in your life. Not because you forced it out, but because you built something stronger, something deeper, something unshakable. You built peace, and that changes everything. So the next time anger rises inside you, don't fight it. Don't react to it. Just watch it, because now you understand something most people never do. That anger is not who you are. It is just something passing through you. And the moment you stop holding on to it, you become free. Free from reactions, free from regret, free from losing control. If this message reached you today, maybe it was meant to. And maybe this is the moment your mind begins to change.